Yeah, that was a tough one, man. We fought hard, like I said, against Colorado State after this team. They're going to fight, and they're never going to give up, and they're just going to keep fighting until that clock hits 0. And that's what we did. That's what we did, and, proud of each and every one of those guys, man. Man, these are the hardest, for obvious reasons, these are the hardest games. But, we'll bounce back for sure.
Questions?
Zach, when did you find out that you would be the quarterback for the entire game? Because Coach was saying all week that you and Jason were going to split reps.
Yeah, it was mainly like that all week, pretty much. Just kind of be ready, splitting reps, and mainly just like every week, be ready to roll. If he goes down or if they decide one way or another, just in my preparation, every week I'm going to prepare like I'm the starter. And so I think that was a big help of having Coach Keesaw and Coach Cruz being able to, always be there for me if I need, questions midweek or whatever, and, so always be prepared. That's one thing I've learned in these 5 years too.
So when you took the field today, you still thought that you and Jason were going to get reps?
No, I knew kind of towards the end of the week that I was, most likely going to be the guy, and, but, just gotta, college football is a crazy world, so just gotta kind of be ready for anything. But I kind of knew.
Zach, you played a little bit here and there. How anxious were you, or how, juiced were you to finally get the start?
Oh man, I've had a really long road. Been bounced around, and having a coach like Coach Keesaw and Burl and Coach Webb and all these guys, man, to give me this opportunity is, I've waited my whole career for this, and I put it all out on the field just like every one of those guys in the locker room. And so this was when I got the nod. I just felt like everything was happening for a reason, and throughout this long journey, and especially with Coach Teffer coming back too, is just kind of weird, but having to play for him my freshman year, and then it's a cool little thing, but. God works in mysterious ways, and He's really, taught this team a lot, taught me a lot, taught this coaching staff a ton, and you can be darn sure that this next week and going into the off season and going into, next spring ball and all this stuff, this team, even though me and a bunch of the seniors aren't going to be here, these are the type of seasons and moments in a season that change the culture of an entire university, entire program. I've seen that happen. I've seen it happen, at the other school we've been, and you can see it happen everywhere across the country. These are the learning moments, and we're going to man up. We're going to man up. And we're going to get out there, and we're going to put it all on the line again, and then look at the scoreboard and see what happens.
You guys were leading for most of the game, which really hasn't happened much this season. How frustrating is that you still come up on the losing end?
Extraordinarily. That's one of the most frustrating things in sports, but like at the end of the day, if you put it all out on the field, that's what you gotta hang your hat on, and we did. It hurts, man. It hurts to not bring home a W, because we were up there and we had it in our hands and we had it. But all this does is put fuel in the fire for next week. And my last college game, Taekwon's last college game, it's a lot of emotion, and all that does, man, I'm tearing up right now. It's been a long road for each one of these guys, and Taekwon, me, and Jeff, Camille, all these guys, man. And a game like this just makes our last game that much more like pivotal and just monumentous. This is huge for us.
Just prior to the kick, you line it up, obviously, right between the two halves.
Yeah, it's just to center it. You just make it, dead set right in the middle for the kicker. Easiest, kick that we could do. Just set it up, and we did it. And called timeout. We were all ready to go. And things. Football happens. Football gods happen.
Was anything clicking differently, or did you see something from the defense to move the ball that fast downfield on the last possession?
We were just we were moving it, and I think that's we were just taking what was there. I think that's the biggest thing. with this offensive playing quarterback, and you just gotta, be a point guard out there and, take what's there and have the playmakers, do what they can. And, we just kept battling. There was, things that, it was a great drive, but, it still wasn't a perfect drive, and we kept fighting. I think that was the biggest thing that, I was proud of with the offense. You just keep fighting, keep going. And you saw guys step in there that haven't played positions that they played all year, like Josh Okett, a freshman, just coming in and running like Toby Gerhardt out there. Like, the guy was running with a purpose. When you see a guy that young with that much, heart and that much fight in him, it makes you think that this program's in good hands. It makes you think, man, this is guys like this, are gonna put the team on their back. You trust guys, you put your faith in those guys. So, that was something that was really cool to see, is have the sideline and have everyone put faith in the offense, faith in certain players. And, when Josh was getting the ball, you knew he was getting 5, and that's something that it was fun to watch. And we're just going to come in next week and keep fighting, keep running it, keep throwing it. And every part of the game, we're just going to keep fighting. That's all we can do.
More question?
Did you or the coaches say anything at the start of that drive? And just very quickly, can you take us through that? I mean, there were so many big plays on that drive.
Yeah, no, it was, so at the end of each practice, we have this, it's called special category. It's just technically, we could be down by a touchdown, we could be a 2-minute drill, we could be a, 4-minute, special categories at the game, special, events, right? And so we worked that since fall camp. So there was a complete calmness in the huddle, and you could feel it. You knew that we were going to go down, drive 80 yards, and we were going to score, or we were going to get a field goal, we were going to get in our position. And so we had probably about 8 to 10 plays that we were going to see and that we liked, that we repped during the week. And also every Friday we go through our end of game plays, our 2-minute plays, the ones you see on Sunday, and the one you see on Saturday, the ESPN plays. You have to rep those. And so we had everything dialed up. We had a plan, we had a framework, and we just we opened up with a play that was pretty routine that we can manage, and then from there we kind of said, okay, they're kind of bringing within the next 3 plays or so, we kind of understood what they were going to do, what their plan was, and from then it was just, hey, let's roll, throw to the open guy, catch the ball, and go. And I felt like we executed that really well on offense. So.
But during the kick, Zach, obviously it was tough, but can you kind of describe what that was like?
Oh, yeah, man. In my football career, college, high school, there's only been a few times where I've been in that situation, really. And, Cody's one of my best buddies, and everyone on the sideline knew, hey, this is in. And because he's automatic. We'll still have our faith in him. We have all season. The guy's automatic. And we're locking arms right there, saying a few prayers, and seeing what happens. And sometimes, I had a coach one time. Football gods do some crazy things, and it works sometimes in your favor and sometimes against you. And that's just how football is. That's why it's the greatest game on earth. And sometimes you wind up on the losing end of it. But that being said, I can't, harp on it enough. This next week is huge. And this next week, we're going to take everything that just happened and fuel this fire. Because this isn't just a game for the end of the year. This isn't just a game for me, Taekwon, Jeff, all the seniors. This is a game for Fresno State. It's coming up. This is huge. Because this sets the tone for the entire offseason, entire next season. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen with other programs. This game is huge, this next game. So if there's anything that's going to be, established coming Sunday, Monday, on throughout the week, is that this week in this game, this Fresno State is bigger than yourself. And you have to understand how huge it is for the seniors, for the university, for the program, for everybody, for the fans. And I think that's going to be our job. That's our job to do, and carry the torch, pass it on to the guys. Zach, thank you.
I got one more for him. Since you brought it up, the relationship with Coach Tedford, what is he going to be stepping into? I know that you're not here next year, but.
Man, I have no idea. You know what I mean? Our focus is on, our last 2 games and now our last game. And, all I can say is that the coaches that we've had all season have been unreal. They've never pushed us harder before than they pushed us this past week. They pushed us harder than ever when so many coaches across the country can throw in the towel. And so many coaches, can go so many different ways. But they believed in us, they fought for us, and they're going to keep fighting. I know that's something that, knowing Coach Tedford, being recruited by him, that's something that he is all about, you know what I mean? And I don't know what is going to happen, what the roles are, you know what I mean? I'm just a player, and I have no idea. But I know that the program's in good hands with him, and I know the program's in good hands with the players and the coaches that are here now, and whatever happens, it will be for, the best of the university and best for the players.
Zach, thank you.
Thank you.
Zach Vaughn?